Hello academics that's around the world. Welcome to Caltex Academy. In case you're new, my name is Julius and thank you for visiting this great channel today. On our board, we have an integral question that is, we're integrating from the limit of 0 to 1 of x cubed plus 5x squared plus 6x divided by x plus 2 with respect to x. So in the first side, when you look at this integration question, you might get somehow scared because you ask yourself exactly what do I do in order for me to come up with the solution. Easy. One trick you need to mark here is you need to look at the denominator. The highest term has an exponent of 1 and the numerator have an exponent of 3. So therefore, this question is improper. And for improper fraction, we first need to make it as a mixed fraction by dividing the numerator by the denominator such that we can be able to integrate without problem. Now, the first thing we have to do is to use maybe long division to find out this result of dividing. Sometimes you might get remainder or sometimes you don't get remainder. So let's take a look at this question to see what we would get. So firstly, let's write the question here, and the numerator is x cubed plus 5x squared plus 6x, and we're dividing this by x plus 2. Now after that we can start dividing. Now when dividing polynomials like this, what we can do is to look at the term here with the highest exponent, and we start thinking of what exponent should we multiply with the one existing one in order for us to get 3. So you can say that if you have x exponent 2 and you multiply by x exponent 1 to raise up this 3. So from here, we can bring it here and say we have x exponent 2, where I've just put it here so that they correspond. Now x squared times x, we get x cubed. And we have to finish it with the next one here, also x squared times 2, we get 2x squared. So we can place it here and say this is 2x squared. So the next thing here is we need to subtract this away from the first two terms. Now while subtracting, you realize that the first term here will just go to nothing and we normally leave it blank. So here we have 5x squared minus 2x squared. We have here 3x squared. Now the next thing here is we will bring this 6x to this position such that we have plus 6x. And we also carry on with the same technique of looking at this highest power, that is x squared. We already have x to the power 1 here, meaning for us to get x squared, we need another x to the power 1. But then, since we have 3 here, we need also 3 attached to that x. So therefore, we say plus 3x, so that if I multiply 3x by x, I would get 3x squared. So we also place it here, and we also multiply the same thing by that. So 3x times 2, we get here plus 6x. And here we make our subtraction. Now the good news is here that we don't have any remainder. Now after this, we can come back here and start making our solution, saying, okay, when we integrate from 0 up to 1 of the function x cubed plus 5x squared plus 6x, and we divide this by x plus 2 with respect to x, this can be simplified to the integral from 0 to 1 of the function here has come to something smaller, that is x squared plus 3x. And we integrate this with respect to x. Now after that, we can carry on with our integration, and we say when integrating the first term, we raise the power by 1 and divide by our new power. Therefore, since it is definite integral, it's good to give in a bracket. Therefore, we have here x cubed divided by our new power 3 plus. Also, we do the same thing here, raising this power by 1 from 1 to 2. Therefore, we have 3 x squared, and we divide this by our new power 2. Then we close up this bracket, and we have the range from 0 up to 1. Therefore, after that, we can move on and we substitute the upper limit to this function and also the lower limit to this function, and we subtract them away. Now we can go on and say, okay, this is equivalent to, let's maintain this bracket here, and we have, instead of x, we're putting there 1. And this one is cube because x is here also cube. So we divide this by our 3. We add these two, 3, and x is 1. So this time is squared. We divide this also by 2. Now we are done with our upper limit. Let's move to the lower limit where we have, instead of x, we are putting in 0. Therefore, we have 0, and 0 is cubed over 3. And we add this to 3, also replacing x by 0, and this is squared. So we divide this by 2. Now we also close this bracket. Therefore, after this, you need to continue simplifying. When you cube 1, you still get 1. And then we divide this 1 by 3. And then we move on to the next one. And 1 square is 1 times 3 is 3 all over 2. So the first term here is done. Minus the result of simplifying all these numbers is 0. Now therefore, we can get even our calculator and input everything there. So let's have our cal somewhere here, and we have 1/3 using fraction. We add this to 3 over 2. Then our result is equivalent to 11 over 6. So 11 over 6 is the solution for this question here. So that is it. And if you have not subscribed at this time, do so so as that you get notification for my upcoming video. See you in the next video. Peace out.